Serge Ibaka, second go-around in the NBA Finals for him. Of course, a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder back in 2012. Once again, Allie LaForce, this time with Toronto head coach Nick Nurse.
Coach, in game one, your defense really got after them early. You were able to score those 24 points off the turnovers. How did you take them out of their comfort zone?
Well, our defense has been pretty good and kind of getting better, all postseason. We just like the pressure, and we like to try to fix problems. Sometimes over-pressuring creates problems behind the pressure, and we just did a pretty good job of plugging the gaps on some of the problems, and our hands were pretty active, and we got to a few charges as well, and we were active. We played hard. Now, we made a bunch of mistakes too, right? And we need to play a little bit better tonight defensively.
Offensively, you were so efficient late in the shot clock. Was part of the plan to make them play defense longer, or was their defense great and made you shoot late in the shot clock?
Yeah, it was more. We don't ever want to get deep in the shot clock unless it's really late in the game, and I know some of those were late in the game, but yeah, they're a great defensive team as well, and they were causing us some problems. They did a few things we've never seen before, so I think we were trying to figure that out on the fly a little bit, and hopefully we won't have as much problem with those tonight.
Lastly, Coach, have you officially activated OG Anunoby, and how does that change things?
Yeah, he's going to dress tonight. I don't know if it changes things much at all, but we'll see. He's obviously a big athletic body. It's been a long time since he's played, though, so I think it's still a little bit away before he maybe hits the floor, but you never know.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Allie, very much. You see Steph Curry has made his way onto the floor for his extended warm-up routine. What do you guys think about the way he goes about his warm-up, which is, from what I can tell, unlike anybody else's, certainly in terms of shots.
Well, let me just say this. Whatever he's doing, it's working.
It is definitely working.
I should have tried that. I will ask these guys a question because I never came out before the game. How much did you guys, like I watch all these guys, like I've been watching Kawhi for like the last 45 minutes down here. Powell's down here, Ibaka's down here. How much?
You never came out before, just when
you
the
never warmed up at all?
No, I never came out before the game.
And never in a practice gym or anything?
No.
What were you doing back there?
Just thinking about the game because you have to have a strategy. Listen, I'm not like Shaq who don't know anything about basketball. There's actually a strategy.
Just a random shot, right?
There's actually a strategy that goes on. I had to think about where the double team was coming from. Some teams came big, some teams came small. Some people came from the baseline, which was useless. Some come from the top. So I had a lot of stuff to think about. And every game was different. Every matchup was different, so I had a bunch of little cheat notes that I had to just study before the game, because what happens is if you're not prepared before the game, Matt, it's too late because the game is too fast once it starts. So you have to have a game plan going in.
That's really interesting. So for you, it was more mental, whereas clearly this is muscle memory and routine and physically going through a lot of drills that he's done 1,000 times.
Well, I think to Chuck's point, I never stayed out here this long. I'd see these guys staying 20, 30 minutes. I would come out, and I was always about 50 shots and from different spots where I got my shots from. I got up about 15 to 20 free throws, but more importantly, I got that done the day before game.
Yes.
I just thought I would use so much energy 30 to 40 minutes before a game, but obviously it's working for these guys now.
It's interesting. I came in the league and I played with someone you both know, obviously Smitty, you know very well, Joe Dumars, one of the great players of all time, one of the great shooters of all time. Joe never came out and shot before the game. And so I don't know if it was sort of like that generation, you didn't do that. But what's interesting, I think a couple things have contributed to that. One, we are creatures of habit. We like routine. Steph does the same thing before every game, as Kawhi, as every player. But nowadays they don't practice as much.
Okay.
They don't get tape up and get after it like we did back in the day. So I almost feel like it's more getting rhythm, getting shots on game days as opposed to on an off day. It's more of a recovery day.
Because what would be interesting to me, obviously you don't want to eat a lot on a game day right before the game. So I would have my pregame meal probably 2 o'clock. And I wouldn't eat for the rest of the day until after the game. So I would be concerned. I see these guys, they're out here a half an hour, 30 minutes in that range or longer. And you're like, man, I'll be tired as hell because I would not want to go in the locker room and grab something to eat. So that would be my biggest concern.
Chuck, and my question is, you said you thought about the double teams. Did you go through those kind of scenarios during shoot around with guys doubling you? When did you go through
No, before the game, because we always had the tapes on before the game, and I would talk to one of the coaches. Okay, this is how that team doubled me last time, because I ain't played this team in a month or 6 weeks, or you play some of the teams twice a year, or so you forget everything. So I sit down with the coaches. Hey, how did they double me last time? Did they come big, or big, small? Are they coming from the baseline? Are they coming from the top of the key? Where's my pass at? Because my biggest concern for guys, if I can't see you, you're not open. Like, a lot of these guys don't know how to space the floor. And I tell them, I said, dude, I got 2 guys doubling me. I can't see you. Give me a pass.
Well, Chuck, we never doubled you in Detroit.
Oh, because just y'all out there beating the hell out of people. Just out there, Mahorn and all those guys out just beating up people. Lambeer, James Edwards, Mark Aguirre. Y'all just out there beating up people. John Sally. I used to hate y'all.
I did play one-on-one with a bigger, like a power forward, Grant. Did you do that? Because I never wanted to play one-on-one with a smaller guy. I felt I'm going to shoot over him. But Grant Long to Kimbe, I would go play one-on-one him in the post.
Well, that was the thing, I think, too, back in the day. A lot of guys would play a lot of one-on-one. I don't think they do that as much now. A lot of it, like I said, is such an emphasis on rest, recovery, off days, getting off your feet. So game days is a chance to really get your timing and your rhythm. And you're right. These guys are out here a lot longer than we were out there, 15, 20 years ago. And certainly with Steph Curry, it seems to be working.
Could be helpful tonight because it's so cold in here, right? You can actually get warm tonight here in Toronto.
I remember my last 2 years, I have everything. Backpack, I had hot packs everywhere. I had everything.
Sorbine Jr. I had that. I can smell you coming with that Sorbine Jr.
By the way, Steph Curry has a chance to tie the Warriors franchise record for consecutive postseason games with 30 points or more, held by Wilt Chamberlain and Rick Barry. A couple of guys who could fill it up a little bit. His last 6, he's averaged 35.5 points a game, 46% from the field, 42 from three-point range. Obviously, they need more of that tonight. And what else?
Well, I think Steph Curry, obviously, to play great, and he'll continue to do that. Klay Thompson needs to be Klay Thompson, but somebody else, I believe, needs to step up. And I actually think it could be Draymond Green. I'm not saying Draymond's a scorer and he's going to come out and put big numbers up, but Draymond can have an impact on the game. He did that in the last series against Portland. Toronto's a different team. Not that he can dominate that way, but I feel like he needs to have a statement here in this game for Golden State to have a chance, and I think he's more than capable of doing so.
But Grant, let me ask you a question. Does he have his hands full with Kawhi and Siakam that's going to take away, like, he's got to concentrate, like some guys you have to really concentrate on defensively. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to roam like he does normally, because whether he's guarding Siakam or Kawhi, they take your full undivided attention.
And he basically announced on Friday that Siakam is his assignment from here on out.
Yeah, he did.
Quote, I got to take him out of this series.
Well, that's what I said. Just to Chuck's point, I said let him guard Marc Gasol because they uses so much energy with Kawhi, and you need him. He's their facilitator to me, Chuck. And I think all great players like Chuck and Grant, their responsibility to get other guys some easy shots. I think Steph and Klay, they don't do that. They're not natural point guards. So Draymond's the guy who's going to have to get some other guys some easy shots.
So I want to say something, too, while we were talking about earlier. We're talking about this things guys do before the game. I wish you get one of our guys. This guy over here named Alex, he started with the Lakers. He is the best at what he does in the world.
Alex McKechnie.
They bought him here to work with Kawhi. But look at this stuff these guys are doing with these ropes between
right at half court.
I mean, it's unbelievable what they're doing with these ropes. I wish you guys would put one of the NBA TV cameras, get them on Steph for a damn
Danny Green
second.
right now. Danny Green.
And Marc Gasol. That's Alex right there. But this, I have no idea what this is doing, what Marc Gasol and Danny Green are doing, but it looks like it's impressive.
So Grant was one of the first.
Yeah, Alex McKechnie, great. He was with the Lakers for a while. Actually, back in the 90s, remember when Shaquille had that abdominal injury?
Yes.
He went to Vancouver to work with Alex, got good results, brought him to the Lakers. I actually had that same injury, went out in 2006 for a whole summer and worked with Alex McKechnie.
He's the best at what he does.
One of the best at getting guys right. Obviously, you have veteran players on this team, played a lot of minutes, a lot of games, and certainly, as you said, the job he's done this year with Kawhi Leonard. A lot of criticism about the load management, question marks. But I'll tell you what, it's worked. Kawhi's been at his best in the postseason.
Well, Grant, give me just what does this help if I'm as a basketball
It's
player?
really just your core. It's engaging your core, getting your core active. That little exercise right there, you're working your back, your stomach muscles. It may look a little odd, a little unconventional, but certainly works. And he really helped save me because that was an injury I thought about I had to retire. That abdominal injury. With all my ankle stuff, that was the one that was the most debilitating. And so he's one of the best. And once again, on this stage.
This is where I have a huge advantage over you guys. All you guys got all these six-packs and things working. Listen, I never have to worry about my core. And my core's got plenty of movement in there and everything. I ain't never got to worry about pulling a abdominal.
You ain't gonna never tear your muscles.
I'm never gonna tear my muscles. It's gonna take a lot for something to get in there and tear my muscles.
Got to find the core first before you can hurt the core.
Hey, by the time that thing find my core, it's exhausted.
So, Chuck, this is special just for you.
Yes.
We've got a little technology coming here in a moment, and Steph went to the rim, so it's not going to appear just yet. But we cooked some stuff up that we hope you're going to like.
Okay.
It's going to appear on the screen. It's going to be pretty cool. When he starts launching here in a moment, I think.
Well, you got a little ways first.
Yeah.
Because everything right now
He's not quite there yet.
He's not quite there.
He's driving to the
all.
basket now.
All right, premature on the technology.
And I think he
We'll
has to
get
do
there.
more of that. I think he has to break down the defense for him to get in the paint to get guys some easier shots.
And Smitty, that's a great point because he has done that at times where people get so up on him, they respect his jump shot. When I think of Houston, when they switch aggressively when they played against him, and he's actually good at getting to the paint, getting to the basket. But also, for as a teaching moment, he's working on weird layups. One of the best finishers at the rim.
Yep.
And working on that is not something that just happens. It comes from a lot of practice, of course.
Some of those weird layups remind me of your old teammate, Steve Nash.
Very
He's
similar.
been a consultant with the Warriors. Great at those off the wrong foot finishes.
I love Steve Nash, one of my friends and former teammates, but I think he's stealing money right now because Steph Curry has it figured out.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. He's launching out there. Chuck, we've got zones on the floor.
Okay.
So where he is right now, he's between 30 and 40 feet, and by our math, he's at about 36 feet.
Okay.
Launching that shot right there. During the regular season, Steph hit 38% from between 30 and 34 feet. He's out beyond there right now.
Okay.
So far, 25% in the postseason from that range. Is this doing anything for you?
Well, personally, I'm gonna let him shoot those balls. Personally.
As a defender, you mean?
As a defender, listen, if he make enough of those, I'm just going to shake his hand. I don't know if you can make enough of those, to be honest with you. I think when you get out there to 35 to 40 feet, hey, listen, if he shoot those, I'm good with it. I'm just going to hold my hand up, and if he make enough up, I'm good with it.
Well, if he's at 38%, you're going to lose that bet, right?
No, but listen.
Well, first of all, Chuck, he said personally he wouldn't guard. Well, he ain't going to guard anybody out there. Let's get that
That's
straight.
a fair point.
Hey, listen, they don't pay you to play defense in this league. They don't pay you to play defense here.
I will say, Chuck, I never shot as far as Steph in games, but as shooters, you would go out there just to practice, just to get your legs into it. I did, Chuck, just to get your legs into it, not to be able to shoot those shots. We shot longer shots, myself, Glenn Rice, just to be able to shoot right at the line, just to get your legs working and your arms moving.
But in a game, these were unheard of.
But Smitty, the interesting, you make a great point, but the interesting thing is because we've seen him a number of times hit those type of shots. And, I think of Oklahoma City, he's pulling up just inside the half-court line. You almost feel like you have to guard him out there if you're a defender because you don't want him to get an open look because it just takes one shot. He's crazy enough where he will pull up from anywhere.
But Grant, I think that's one of the secrets to the Warriors' success. I think they got people thinking they shoot all these shots out there. They don't shoot a lot of shots out there. I bet if you go back and look at them, you're showing those percentages. I bet you the 30 to 34 feet is the lowest number of attempts. I would go out on a limb center, and I don't even know that. Like 25.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, of
I've
course.
got the numbers in front of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But to your point, Chuck, you have three of the best shooters in the game on Golden State.
Yes.
Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, all capable three-point shooters. But you know what? Durant does a lot of damage in the mid-range.
No question. That's why I told you, Grant, we got 7 teams This is how dumb some of these NBA teams are. We got 7 teams shooting more threes. You got 3 of the greatest shooters ever lived, and you got 7 dumb teams that are shooting more threes than that team. That should tell you something right there. Why in the world, if you got 3 of the greatest shooters who ever lived on one team, why would 7 teams shoot more than them? That's asinine.
We've got more for you, Chuck. We're not done with the tech and the games here. His average three-pointer this postseason was taken from 26.7 feet away. That's about a foot further out than the league average in the postseason so far. The question for you, because we're in Canada, is how far is that in meters?
Well, I told you, I'm moving up here because when I got on the scale the other day, I lost about 50 pounds. So, I'm almost anorexic up here to Canada, America. I'm never leaving this place.
You're going to need to learn the metric system then.
So,
let me give you the answer.
I'm going to say 12 feet.
No,
12 kilograms.
The answer is in meters.
Oh, in meters. 12 meters.
Listen, meters. Boy, you didn't listen at all.
Okay, I'm sorry. 12. Well, I get meters and kilograms confused. Because I told you, man, I started calling out my friends. I said, hey, man, I'm looking good up here in Canada.
You get steak and chicken confused, too.
I'm like, man, listen, man, hey, I told him, hey, I lost so much weight up here in Canada, I can start wearing bright clothes again. I can get out of my all black closet.
If you like what you weigh in kilograms, wait till you find out what you weigh in meters.
I'm
really blown away.
I'm telling you, man, I'm slim up here, brother. I'm going to start wearing bright.
8.1
See, I was right.
You were not.
No, you said 12.
You said 12.
First you said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First you said feet.
12
Actually, you said feet, and then I think you said kilograms, and the answer was 8
boy.
meters. So you said I'm right.
Hey,
And then
He said that's the one thing he said. I'm right.
You ain't Grant don't have to worry about this. You know, when you get fat, you got to have an all black closet, all dark clothes. I'm going to start wearing light clothes up here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what.
Good news for Warriors fans. You see Iguodala moving pretty well.
He's
He's
good.
moving pretty well.
Yeah. Can you tell at this point, or does it have to be game action?
Well, you know, game
really
action
not.
definitely. When you're guarding Kawhi, it's going to really challenge you.
I mean, it's different than out here shooting on your own, right?
No, it is, but at least he's out here shooting on his own.
Yeah,
Most guys wouldn't come out here and shoot. I wouldn't want to show anybody, Chuck. When I was hurt, I wouldn't come out.
Yeah,
I had my knee. I just wouldn't come out so somebody can gauge where I was.
But in fairness, if he's healthy or hurt, he can't stop Kawhi Leonard. I mean, you know, I think we're all shocked. Shock might not be the right word. This dude is great.
Great.
Chuck, you've been around a long time. Have you seen anybody's offense go to this level this quickly each year?
I've never seen a guy control the tempo. Like, he never goes fast. Like, when he got the ball, he takes his time. He moves at his own pace. He never gets sped up. Like some guys, you try to speed up. This guy goes at the exact same pace every single time. It's amazing to watch.
Question for me, Grant. You're a great wing defender. Just give me how would you approach Kawhi guarding him right now in this day and age?
Wow. I think with Kawhi, you just have to try to make it difficult. Great players, you're not going to shut them down. You have to make them work for everything. I would try to keep him out of the paint and make him take and make contested jump shots. You know, the thing about him, I played against him when he first came in the league, and when I was in Phoenix, offensively, he was nothing. I mean, he was a guy you could help off of. And so to see how he has improved, he's worked on his shot. And then in recent years, his ball handling ability.
Yes.
Like his ability to get wherever he wants off the bounce and get by people and dribble in traffic. You don't just improve on that. That's unheard of. So most people kind of settle into who they are.
Yes.
I admire how he has continued to work at his craft and get better and become a completely dominant offensive player combined with that great defense he has as well.
Got just 14 shots off in game one. That ties the fewest field goal attempts for a postseason game so far. Have to think he's going to get more of those tonight, but we'll see how it plays out. Chuck, you used to like to shoot from deep as well from time to time
Every
back
now
in your
and then.
NBA career.
Every now and then.
You know what's coming. I mean,
Get that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Start the break.
Wait.
that didn't go well.
Step back. Step back.
Good D, Christian.
Oh my goodness. Wait.
Let him shoot.
That's old fat Charles Barkley. I can't. That's
That's the side of the backboard.
oh my
Chuck,
God!
no, wait a minute.
I hit the backboard.
Joe, you hit the backboard twice.
Hey, I could have did like Clyde Drexler. Every time I missed a shot, I got fouled.
You did hit 74 in a season once. In the mid-90s, it was a big deal.
Well, thank you,
74
brother.
is a lot.
Thank you, brother.
More than one a game. Steph's still shooting.
That's not more than one a game, Matt. We play 82 games.
You only played 68.
Okay.